Newz Radio. What they do now, man? What's happening today? What's happening today, baby?
Man, we got Stephen A. Smith
Mm-hmm.
going off on Whitlock.
About what? I missed it. Talk to me. What it is. Introduce us.
Man, Whitlock sounds like he been running his mouth and
About what? Run his mouth about what?
and just everything. He been hating on Stephen A. Stephen A. finally responding.
Hold on.
And
Okay. So, see, I'm glad that's how I like. So, so has Whitlock and Stephen A. Smith been going at it for a while, or just some new, like this just happened, or have they been beefing, from past little incidents and stuff like that?
they already been beefing.
For real?
And yeah, so what we gonna do?
Yeah, I want to see.
We're gonna check out a clip of it, but they already been beefing. Stephen A. been writing it, ain't been responding.
Right.
But now I think he finally had enough.
Let me see. Let me see what
And,
the hell, Steve. So this is him responding, or this is the first incident that made Whitlock say what he said?
no, this is Stephen A. finally responding.
Okay. All right. Let me hear what he said.
Instead, one would be Aaron Rodgers and his situation with the Pat McAfee show. That's necessary to address because, after all, I'm an employee for ESPN. The other would be a fat bastard that has gotten away for far too long talking his bullshit. You wanted some? Fine. I'm happy to give it to you, you piece of shit. The Stephen A. Smith show up next, right now.
So
Damn, they call him a piece of shit? Oh, it's about to get real, nigga. Oh, hell. Call him a fat bastard?
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is serious. They might fuck around and they old ass might fuck around and duke it out.
Right.
That's crazy.
Within any capacity, and I will address him in just a few minutes. All I will say is that the things that I'm going to say, please don't hold anybody responsible for it other than me. Nobody. I even took the liberty of calling my pastor to apologize in advance for what I'm going to say about that no good bastard. So I will address that in just a few minutes, and I'm not engaging in hyperbole. I'm not exaggerating. The pastor's name is Pastor A.R. Bernard at Christian Cultural Center. You don't believe me? Call him and ask him. I don't lie like some other people I know do. But again, I'll get into that a little bit later on in the show. Before I do that, it's necessary for me because I'm the face of ESPN, and obviously there's a lot of things that went on this week in regards to Pat McAfee and some of the news that he made with his show. And obviously Aaron Rodgers was one of those things. The other stuff that involved Pat McAfee and him calling out an executive and all of that other stuff, all I'm going to tell y'all is this. You don't have to mind your damn business, but I will mind mine. I am an employee of ESPN for my day job. I don't discuss internal matters. That is none of my business. That is above my pay grade. Pat McAfee has his show. He's responsible for everything that goes on with his show.
Pat McAfee? I'm confused. Why are we talking about Pat McAfee?
Yeah, so Pat McAfee said some stuff on, one of them pregame shows.
Right.
And unfortunately, I ain't got that ready right now.
Oh,
that
was
sound like little clips, but I know he kind of talked out against ESPN, basically.
Right.
And one of the executives, he beefing with one of the executives.
The McAfee guy is.
Yeah.
McAfee buddy. All right.
And so that's what Stephen A. just like, look, man, I work for him. I ain't got no problem, so I ain't about to say nothing.
Okay.
So that's that part.
Okay.
So we're going to try to get to where he just really going off on Whitlock.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how Whitlock got tied to this.
So you got to see Whitlock part there. We're going to have to pull up Whitlock for you.
Okay.
He basically hates on Stephen A. You know how Stephen A. plays some college ball?
Right.
So
go to Whitlock. I want to see why Stephen A. so mad. Then we go back to Stephen A. I want to know why he's so mad. That's the part I miss.
Right.
Why the hell? What did he say? Or what did Stephen A. to make Whitlock mad? One of the who started it?
Man,
This man,
Whitlock been starting. So,
if he called that man fat bastard. How you get called fat bastard, dog? Come on, cuz. Come on.
yeah,
Y'all supposed to be professional. You calling the motherfucker a bitch and fat bastard? Come on, cuz.
right.
Come on. What they doing up there in ESPN? And ESPN don't got ratchet as hell. ESPN don't got like Popeye's chicken. ESPN like new Walmart or something up to that
Right.
motherfucker, boy. I swear, niggas fighting with Skip Bayless, now they here. It's crazy. But hey, we in a new world, I guess. He called Mr. Whitlock fat bastard. That is crazy as hell, dog.
You can hear that or no?
You hear what? No, I don't hear nothing.
Okay.
I go on mute when you put it
Gotcha.
up or whatever.
Let's
That's
see
what I
where
do.
his shit at.
I'm going through right now. Let me see. Hmm.
Yeah. So, what you think about the Nick Saban retired?
Nick Saban retiring. See,
Yeah.
yeah, uh, what you're doing right now is okay. You thinking like, oh shit, I have a pause. It's okay because it's no one's
I
seeing it.
got
I
it.
get to edit it. I get to edit out
I
that
already
pause.
know. I know.
You know what I'm saying? It don't even trip. I'm gonna put it all together. So,
It's just
but when you
boom.
do start talking, you want to put everything together. So right now, I'm gonna cut all this out. All right, and now ask me about the Nick Saban, and then we'll go from there.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's time for that motherfucker to retire anyway. Shit. I mean, how much of good coaching did he do? What you think makes a good coach? You know what I'm saying? What makes a good coach? Me personally, I think what makes a good coach, nigga, because I played ball. It ain't like they out there teaching this shit. That's like high school and, you know what I mean, maybe the beginning of college. But what makes a good coach is making us all get together. Like I said, brotherhood. That's what's the problem with a lot of NFL teams. You know, people don't understand what's going on in the locker room, off the field, the camaraderie. Do we even fuck with each other? The great championship teams, man. That's why a quarterback is not a prick. Usually, when a quarterback's a prick, a dick face, they don't fuck with him. That team
Yeah.
is not gonna really do good. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that you come to and say, "Hey, man, I got a problem. Why you ain't throw the ball to him?" And he's like, "Nigga, fuck you." Or he got that type of attitude. That's why they had a Wonderly test in the NFL because you can't test the nigga's mental, his attitude, his personality. So they look for
Right.
good guys like Tom Brady that's cool, patient, that can deal with people, how to make people play good together, how to make people feel good. That's what's a good coach. And that's why Tom Brady will be a good coach one day. A good coach makes you believe you can do something that you ain't never thought you could do, like win a Super Bowl. A good coach gives you motivation and
Yeah.
and he knows how to mesh all these players together, all these personalities, and to become one. That's what a good coach does. Yeah, sometimes a good coach call good plays here and there. That's what an offensive coordinator is, D coordinator. They the ones who call good plays. But a head coach knows how to bring the gumbo together, the jizza of the Wu-Tang Clan. He knows how to put all this shit together, and he knows who to remove out of this shit who's going to be the bad apple. Or he could turn that bad apple into a superstar. Do you know what I'm saying? It's about getting all these niggas to
Yeah.
play. That's the problem with the Lions. And this is the first year I ever seen the Lions actually meshing together. Now they all in the club, they all as one. White boys, black boys, Samoans, who are all of, we all one. It ain't 7 different packs. It's everybody's messing with each other. It ain't nobody out fucking his girl. Fuck him. I don't fuck with him. He a lame ass nigga. Fuck him. He's a Russell Wilson. He's a bitch. So you start having that. When you start looking at your quarterback like, man, fuck him. He's a punk ass dude. I don't like him. He's a cornball. When you have your team starting to say that, you get what I'm saying? Especially a
Yeah.
superstar, the nigga he throws it to, you gonna have problems. Donovan McNabb and motherfucking Terrell Owens. You have problems, you know, Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown. People
Right.
don't notice. They don't want you to see the hit the fan, but when it do hit the fan, bro, you're gonna see it with losses. And then if it get too bad, like I said, it's gonna spill into the media, and you start seeing, shit like Antonio Brown, Randy Moss. That's why they had to get rid of Randy a lot of times. What the fuck is $10,000? I had $10,000. Usually people usually players and athletes that is that great. It's hard to bring them down to be mellow. That's what made Calvin Johnson so good. Most of them are arrogant assholes. That's what a
Yeah.
superstar is. They've been babies since they was, you know what I mean? That's what it is. That's the mentality they have, the mama mentality. So it's hard to get all them to play together. It's hard to
Right.
make each great player to understand this is the superstar. You're going to be the role, and to even actually understand that. So a coach is really, really understanding
Yeah.
people. A coach is a people's person. So Nick Saban was the ultimate people person, meaning when he come to recruit, he'll make your whole family feel good. You feel what I'm saying? He knows how to talk to people. He knows how to make you feel good. And that's what the game is missing from Nick Saban. That's what we miss from Spurrier. Those type of coaches can make people play
Right.
together. They make the game fun. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what good coaching is. And a lot of people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying?
So this is some of the Whitlock stuff that he was going off on Stephen A. when he finally had to respond. He had a whole 2-hour stream, but he talked about him for a good 40 minutes, 30 minutes.
You watched it already. Sum it up a little bit. Then we'll watch a little bit of it.
I ain't watched all. I watched most of it, but basically he talked about his basketball career,
Right.
his college career, and you know how he. So he tried to call him out. He about to show a couple pictures and stuff, and
Right.
really did some research on what he did in college, like really hate.
Right.
And and then he talk about him being a plant similar to
Like what Cat Williams said.
Cat Williams said
Kevin
to
Hart
Kevin
is.
Hart. Yeah, he said
They said Whitlock is a plant or Stephen A. Smith is the plant.
he said Stephen A. the plant.
Ooh, I heard that one before too.
So he kind of was really hating on. So this is part of his first part about the basketball.
All right. I don't hear it. Audio. We don't hear the audio.
And then what's
There it
even
is.
more just bizarre, and I don't have an answer for any of this. I don't know. I can't, and I've been looking. I can't get to the bottom of any of Stephen A. Smith's alleged high school, college,
What about Whitlock?
junior
What the Whitlock
college
play?
basketball career.
What he play?
But,
Oh,
but
no, he
he's,
call
he's
him
now
Stephen
saying
A.
he never
That's
played
funny.
in.
Pause it. What the fuck did Whitlock play?
I don't know if Whitlock played anything.
Why the fuck is he talking about what another nigga played if he ain't played shit? Look how bad this nigga body is. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, internet. I don't got no goddamn side. This is what I'm here for. Nelson a good guy. I'm gonna keep it 100 because I don't give a fuck. I don't like Steven. I mean, I like everybody, but I'm not finna hold back the truth of my mouth and my thoughts because I like them. That's what made people fuck with me. Yeah, that's what it is. Let's go. But yeah, Whitlock, I don't know what the fuck is you
Let's
talking
put
about.
up the
nigga. He ain't
image of the
playing
1991
Yeah.
stat sheet for
Yeah,
Winston-Salem State University.
shit. Chad, if he plays something, put it down below
I
if he
gave
plays
y'all
something.
that
Let me
image
know, shit.
of the stat sheet for the 1991 Winston-Salem State. There's a
He's really bringing up a
Stephen
nigga stats
Smith
and you ain't played shit.
listed on that stat sheet that says he played 9 games. And I believe it says he averaged 1.5 points. And I believe that's probably where ESPN reached the conclusion in that November 2022 segment that like, oh, this is Stephen A. Smith's senior year. These are his stats. Let's put it up. And that's why Stephen A., if you go back and rewatch he looks so uncomfortable.
This sound like a lot
Maybe
of
no
hate.
one told him because everyone just balked.
Yeah.
And he's doing
The
this why though?
assertions, the
He's saying
lies,
this
the
about him because of what?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it just hating. Go ahead. Let it go and continue. If y'all know why, put it down in the chat. He looked like a hater.
That Stephen A. Smith played basketball at Winston-Salem State. And so ESPN said, well, here's Stephen Smith. Here's a guy that played 9 games. This coincides with when Stephen A. Smith says he was in college. This must be Stephen A. Smith. And so they ran the stats. So it's just, are there two Stephen A. Smiths? Or two, take the A out, are there two Stephen Smiths that played at Winston-Salem State? Because one guy, according to the stat sheet, played 9 games, and the guy on TV is saying he never played a game.
What are you getting at here, Whitlock?
His
I'm
entire
gonna let you cook,
existence at
nigga.
Winston-Salem, it's weird.
Well,
His first take show,
Right, that's the whole point of live
to the
reaction.
campus
I'm
at
like
least
this
twice.
now. That's what makes this shit good for
But
me.
the only picture we've ever been shown, or the only picture I have been able to discover that ESPN shows that represent Stephen A. Smith's college experience at Winston-Salem State. Can we put up the Wilt Chamberlain?
Okay, fast forward. We see him talking
picture
about
of
him. Keep
Stephen
going.
A.
Let's
Smith.
see what else he talks about.
It's the only
You
one
see,
they
he talking
ever
about his
show.
basketball career.
Can we
Connects. We're
put
gonna sum
that
this
up?
shit all up.
He's
Keep
in his
going.
jersey. It's like a stand picture.
Talks about his basketball
JD
career.
Power
what's
now
that?
ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses
Hey, nigga,
purchased
we
in
ain't
store. Visit
sponsoring them. Fuck
sleepnumber.com to learn more.
Fuck Sleep Number.
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, his name is Gary Stevens. We know him as Spank. I despise this man's laugh. Okay? Him and this guy right here, Mark Turner, once collaborated with each other to put on some old zoot suit my father had sent me to college with and walked around campus imitating me with the suit on. This is what I had to go through when I was a youngster. What's up, Spank?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
You didn't think to tell me either?
Nah, we was on the phone, Sunday for like an hour, right?
That's right. And you didn't tell me a word.
I was sworn to secrecy, as Mark said, man. That was our job. We did a good job, right?
I'll deal with you later.
Yeah.
Oh.
So just think about what you just saw. And if you haven't connected the dots, those are just the first 3 teammates. Stephen A. Smith is 6'1". Them first 3 guys that he just showed you, he's towering over all of them. Stephen A. played on a midget basketball team. He's towering over all of them. This is a college basketball team. The Monte Ross guy checks out because he does do a little coaching.
So you just talking about this nigga's career. Okay, get to Stephen A. Smith. Go ahead and click on Stephen A. So it just sounds like he just mad at this nigga's basketball career. We all know Stephen A. Smith was trash at basketball. Nothing new. We knew Skip and Steve are pretty much they ain't play, goddammit. They wasn't real athletes. There's nothing he ain't said new. Maybe he just talking to the white community that, you know, they didn't know this. But the black community, we knew Stephen A. was ass at ball. So
Right.
At ESPN, they're my bosses. And I'm not going to be stupid enough to respond to scientists. A guy who went to community college, then got into Cal on a football scholarship and didn't graduate. Someone who never spent a minute studying the human body is an expert in the field of immunology. Aaron got 2 A's on his report card, and they were both in the word Aaron. That part was funny. I have to admit that. All I want to say is this.
Jimmy Kimmel and Aaron Rodgers beef.
right.
Aaron Rodgers at his word. I thought that
We
he
get to him talking to Whitlock. We don't give a damn about that.
long length model is the model. When you give this, when you don't purchase the talent, you don't employ the
We're
talent.
talking
you
about
purchase
Stephen.
the
I mean
show.
Rodgers.
That's a business model. So for people to root against that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, he's talking about. But yeah, that's crazy. Keep on.
I've had enough of that fat bastard.
There it is. Let it go.
That piece of shit. And I want to make sure
Stephen A. Smith goes in on Whitlock, bro.
I want anyone out there who watches me, anyone out there who knows me, anyone out there, no matter what you think of me, I want you to remember, I never talk about him. I never talk about my colleagues. I don't do that. This is a first. But it's necessary. And when I say don't talk about them, I don't mean don't talk about them literally. I don't get in on them like I'm about to do now. I literally called my pastor and asked for his forgiveness and understanding in advance because he's not going to recognize the person he's about to hear. I did the same when I
dramatic.
Bosses at ESPN. This is my podcast. I own and operate this. I do what I want on this podcast, but it doesn't mean that I still don't harbor a responsibility to at least give my daytime employers a heads up as to what I'm about to do. My sisters,
Make it
my
big. No, you need to be
nephews,
bigger than me.
my boys in the industry, everybody that I could reach out to in time has been warned.
Yeah.
It's time for me to
No,
address
go
this. I'm only going to do it once. Because this bastard is worth less than a damn cockroach. He wanted my attention.
He got it.
He's got it. Stephen A. Smith Show. Up next. Don't touch that dial. We'll
You
get
be
ready.
touching it.
We'll deal with the fact.
He already emailed his bosses and his
Your next project?
his
Finding
past,
so-
See if you're
he-
pre-approved
right,
with
he-
3 simple steps.
Don't gotta hear what he about to say.
right. So he basically
What's that? What you put in the desk? Box on my desk for?
yeah.
You couldn't open it for me?
Put you on the other side.
What?
I gotta do custom.
My new book on paperback.
Yeah, I gotta create it.
Okay.
I like it. I like
So
it.
you can do it like that. That's
I
cool.
like it. I like it a lot. It works for me. It works for me. Y'all see this? New foreword and all. Stephen A. in paperback, straight shooter, memoir, second chances and first takes. I haven't gotten over that picture. It does look pretty smooth. I must say so myself. It's a bestseller. I'll hold on to this. Hope you go out and get it. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. Wouldn't be here without you. Thank you.
Man, Stephen A, you's a big goofy, but I fuck with you, dog.
Thank you. Welcome back to some kind of public incident that I had to speak on, whether you're the wife or ex-girlfriend or some of a former player, whatever. I get it. You're a present day athlete and you don't like my evaluation of what has transpired before our very eyes and what I'm witnessing. That's cool. But I swear to you on everything that I love, it's not personal. I'm a sports reporter and sports commentator. That is what I have been throughout my career.
Mm-hmm.
It is my responsibility to tell you what I see through my lens, how I feel about it, what my perspective is, etc.
Right.
It's
Preach.
not like I'm sitting at home with absolutely nothing to do and no obligation to touch on anything, but I feel the need to invoke and ingratiate my thoughts, opinions, etc., upon the world.
Mm-hmm.
I actually get paid to do this. And because of that, sometimes my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings, etc., are things that you would not like. But I have never lied to you. Ever. If I wrote a story or I wrote an article, it's based on the things that I've been told, what I've seen, and what I feel. It is rare that I talk about myself on a personal level because my personal life is not anybody's business and I don't get into other people's personal life.
Get to the
Not
point,
something
block
I do.
face.
Many figures in the world of sports find themselves in personal situations, not lawlessness, not unlawful things or anything like that, but there's plenty of situations, Michael, Sherry, Juvie, where I've seen certain things and I turned a blind eye and a deaf ear to it because it's none of my business. I make a career out of talking about my colleagues. That ain't work.
So Whitlock
That's you
is a
finding some
colleague.
slick way to get a check because you can't get a job. That's Jason Whitlock.
So
Whitlock
I
used
guess
to
he
be-
calling Whitlock
That's who the hell
a
he
employee of ESPN as well.
He
Now,
used to
I have
be,
sat
yeah,
back
but he ain't been with him for a while. That's why he said,
for
Whitlock, hey,
years,
he said he can't get
at
a job.
least 9
Oh.
to 10 years, saying absolutely nothing about this man. I never uttered the words fat bastard out of my mouth until a few months ago. So that means that the previous 9 years, you never heard me speak on him at all. But now it's necessary. Excuse me. Because you see, if you listen to the fat bastard,
Damn.
I didn't play high school
Call
ball.
that nigga fat bastard.
Even though my coach's name was Harvey Stoller, it was Thomas A. Edison Vocational and Technical High School. I played there my senior year. I was in a basketball tournament at Fashion Institute of Technology where I dropped 27 points and got a scholarship because the coach came calling me after that and what have you. If you listen to him, I never had a scholarship to Winston-Salem State, even though it's on the books. Just call the university. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm an honorary doctorate member. I have an honorary doctorate from Winston-Salem State University because of my contributions to Winston-Salem State. I'm called Dr. Smith. Has something to also do with the contributions that I make because I believe about upliftment. I'm an ambassador for HBCU Week, and I've partnered with Ashley Christopher and Mayor Persicki in Delaware and others to generate over 10,000 scholarships in excess of over $65 million in scholarships for African Americans.
Okay, Trump.
But this man will tell you I'm lying. He even went so far as to say my autobiography, where I talk about my mother, my father, my sisters, the business, my hiring and firing and rehiring at ESPN. I didn't write it. I didn't write my own memoir.
Man, what
Which, by the way,
just two
is a
dudes
New York
hating on each
Times
other, man.
bestseller.
Cut this, man. Y'all
Yeah.
gotta go check this shit out y'all damn self. We about to get to the meat of this. Two motherfuckers hating on each other. Two non-athletic motherfuckers hating on each other. That's why I don't really give a damn, man. I think if you ain't played in the league, you shouldn't be talking about this shit. What do you think about that? Should we have commentators that ain't got played a bit of sports in their goddamn life talking about motherfuckers who play sports?
Man, it's always gonna be there because they feel like they covered it for 25 years. That's the same as knowing the sport.
To you know what I'm saying, to deal with it
But
in
they
real
don't
time.
but
So how can you
respect
critique
them.
somebody? And
But in respect to him, he don't talk about that part of it because he don't know the locker room and all
he
that.
do be talking that part of it. He called Kwame Brown trash.
Well, I mean, regardless, do you feel like you should be roasting other podcasters if that's what you're doing?
I'm
That's what it
not
comes
even
down
getting
to.
to that. We already did that. I'm saying, why are they even commentating anyway? Both of
Well,
y'all
that's
need to be
well,
picking
that's
at each
what
other. It's pointless what I'm saying, y'all to be picking at each other, because neither one of y'all played any sports. What the fuck are y'all doing talking about any goddamn thing? You're damn near irrelevant to athletes. So for instance, anytime I seen a motherfucker that was interviewing me, I'm like, you're irrelevant to me if you didn't play a sport. I didn't care. I would have cared if Ray Lewis told me something. It means something like Ray or Dion come up to me and say something.
But
But if
see, he
Stephen A.
mad
Smith
at
would
him
be
for
like, man, a good ass job, good game. Nigga, you don't know what a good ass job or good game is. They do because they know what I got to grade out to get and how I grade out. You don't even understand we grade out.
But
That's why.
but they just responding to his own. Like he responding to somebody that's just hating on him. So,
But that's what they do. Both of them are
but it
haters.
but it ain't about critiquing the sport though in this situation. That's what I'm saying. He hating on him for everything beyond the sports
But
and
that's
him
what it ends
playing.
up coming to if a man responds back to you. Okay, for instance, let me give you an example. If I start saying bad shit about you, right? Eventually you're gonna say something to me.
Yeah, if it's some lies. That's what
Right. So right now, let's say I'm a fucking commentator for all DJs. And I'm over here like, man, DJ Nelson don't know how to spin right. And I ain't never DJed in my life. Nelson don't know what the hell he do. Why would he mix that like that? Look at the crowd. They're not feeling it. Eventually, you're going to say something back to me and say, bitch, you was a hater. And he get to say, no, I ain't a hater. I get to call out what I see. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I hear you, but
So now these two motherfuckers who do this are having a fake beef. That's what it is, because it's content. They're having a fake beef to try to get somebody's career back on top, to be relevant. This is what people do to get relevant on the internet, bro. Putting your own game to this internet shit. They might not even be beefing for real. But one of them niggas is irrelevant. Is Whitlock. And he needs to do something to get relevant. So I'm assuming that he started it and hoping that this other hater ass nigga respond back to him. So now he's responding back to him. Now we have two haters hating on each other about what they did in their personal damn life.
But do you have that right as a man now?
What right as a man? I have the right to say whatever I want to say back to you, but we do know that you are a hater. I have the right to,
So
and that's what the
can I
world knows
respond
y'all
to-
as.
Right, but can I respond to my haters?
Which one? Them? You can
Yeah,
do whatever.
I can make a video.
You can do what?
and-
Yeah, you can do whatever, but you're gonna be called what we see. You allowed to go steal, but we're gonna call you a thief.
But I
It don't
can
matter
still
what you do.
respond.
You allowed to go slap kids. We're gonna call you a fucking punk. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You can do what you want to do, but you're labeling yourself as. The same what Kwame Brown said about Stephen A. Smith. This is why people come at you, Stephen. This is not the first, or the second, or the third. I ain't never seen Whitlock in no fucking battles with nobody, have you?
Right.
There's a
He
problem with
ain't going
Stephen
out.
A. Smith. That's like the nigga being in the party and he's always arguing with everybody else in the party. The problem in everybody else is him. He don't even know. He hates so much, he don't even know he a hater. That's the problem with hater disease. He's been hating so long all his life because he calling it commentary and work.
Man, it ain't got nothing to do with none of that, man. Do I got to?
But he hated on him. He don't even know he did it.
If I want to respond,
Just think about this. Why is Whitlock talking to Stephen A, bro? Why are they even saying something to him? It's evidently something that this hating ass nigga did. He does it all the time. That's why everybody says something to him.
I mean, because he the number one nigga.
It ain't that he's number one nigga. He's always saying slick shit. And then when nigga respond, just like you just said it. Can a nigga respond back to you? Yes. This is what happens. But if you don't notice, only the real people of the world notice why you always getting responded back to. But the people that you're beefing with don't have no problems. They ain't never beefed ever in their life. But for some reason, you just a beefer. Think about that. You don't got it with over 7 niggas already. Who has Whitlock got it into it with? Who has Kwame Brown got it into it with? But the same niggas who's talking about him, the go along, get along gang. This nigga Stephen A. Smith don't got into it with shit. Everybody that's been on the damn show. Even his own boy. Remember when they was going back and forth for the white boy, Skip? I mean, it's cool to have y'all commentating beef, you know, but for you to fall out because y'all getting personal, it's like everything is getting personal when it comes to Stephen A. You don't notice this? It's a what they call it, a repeated thing with him. This is from a nigga that's not, I can't sit here and say, oh, whose fault is who, but I'm trying to tell you, the nigga has been hating so long, he don't even know his personality is a hater personality. This nigga come to you and say some slick shit. What's up, Nelson? You know you can't play shit. You know you're not good at playing DJing. And then he don't even understand that nigga. That nigga, that's Nelson. That probably upset Nelson.
But that's how they look at it. He look at it more like the cat William.
He look at it like this is my job. I critique
I'm
it.
hating on the top guy. That's Kevin Hart. So,
But that's not the problem with Stephen A. The problem is you keep saying slick shit and niggas gonna hit you in your face, bro. That's just what that is. You can't just walk around this bitch all saying slick shit and then gonna say, I'm the number one guy, that's why you're responding by. No, nigga, you keep saying shit. People tired of your ass. You ain't the number one guy. You don't see Shannon Sharp going into this. He's gonna deal with, guess who it is? The go along, get along gang. The go along, get along gang is the only person Shannon Sharp don't beef with, and that was Steven Jackson. We did his report yesterday. The same niggas Kwame Brown been talking about. So at the end of the day, who is the shit starter, who's not? That's what I'm saying. That's like if you in a domestic violence all the time. You never had a domestic violence, but this motherfucker, every relationship they've been in, been beating ass. Who you think the police gonna believe? The person who don't have a record. Nigga, why are you a repeated offender, Stephen? Ain't you just a repetitive offender? You an 18-time felon, bro. You feel me? Like, it's something you're doing, bro.
Right.
It's something you're getting under niggas' skin, bro. You're doing something. Like, that's like, you know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say, I don't even have to be there. I don't even know who right or wrong in this situation. But what I am saying is, Stephen, it's like the negative personality. He has a personality where he's being sneaky dissing. That's definitely what it got to be. Just like when he called Kwame, he's garbage, but he's saying it so hard. He thinks he's allowed to say that, how he says it, because it's his job. Do you get what I'm saying? Even though it's Shannon Sharp's job, you don't see Shannon Sharp going around calling people, he's trash. He's a fucking fat bastard. You get what I'm saying? He doesn't go that far. You don't even see Skip doing that shit. Yeah, he do. That's why they get into it. That's why they feel like he do slick shit too. That's their problem. The commentators be getting slick as hell. But I'm not saying he can respond back, but it is what I'm saying. We're seeing what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you are a 32-time felon, nigga. This nigga's a one-time felon. And all I hear is you saying fat bastard and this, and I hear this nigga over here talking about your basketball career. You are a commentator talking about basketball. Why you don't think people gonna break up your basketball career, bro?
Right.
Same with Skip. Why y'all don't think people gonna bring up your basketball career? You're talking about basketball, nigga. You know the motherfuckers want to know if you know how to. You played it, shit. So that's what motherfuckers gonna do and say to you. But for you to be like fat bastard, bitch, you feel me, and all that shit, that's extra that I don't see nobody doing but him. Do you get what I'm saying to you? You'll never see that white boy that be on the ESPN, the dude that used to be a rapper back in the day. You'll never see him say bitch, fat bastards, and you get what I'm saying? You'll never see Shannon Sharp act like that.